Hey everyone, so I was asked by At Home to share some DIY Christmas decor, and while I was shopping at their stores, I was inspired by the beautiful mason jars that they had out, and I decided I wanted to create my own. And so today we're going to be making two different kinds, and I'm really excited to share them with you. They're not complicated, it's how I like to do things, but I think they'll turn out really beautiful. So we'll be using these. For the first mason jar, you will need some potpourri or cinnamon sticks or something like that. I found at Home, look at this. It is a peppermint potpourri. Not only is it beautiful, the actual look of it with the little pine cones mixed in there and the vibrant red, but oh my goodness, it smells amazing. I mean, come on, peppermint potpourri, really? And then I am in love with all things plaid this holiday season, and so I found this gorgeous ribbon and I'm going to use it as an accent. So that is going to be for jar number one. And then for jar number two, while I was in the store, I saw this mason jar that was simply done and it just had some greenery wrapped around it, and I thought it was just simple and beautiful and I loved it and I wanted to make my own. So I found this greenery embellishment. It's kind of like a fern and it has been frosted to look like it's been out in the snow and the ice, and it also has some little clear jewel embellishments just to give it a little bit of something extra. Thought it was really beautiful and it was only $1.99. I mean, you cannot beat that. And the other thing I liked about it is that it is got a wire, and so it's easy to bend. So it'll be easy to place the way I'd like, the kind of the way I have envisioned. And then I've got this sticky back silver glitter ribbon that I'm going to use as an embellishment on the lid. And then I had a lot of the little LED tea lights at home that were short, but I wanted something taller. Not too tall because I didn't want it to come out of my mason jar, but I wanted it to be more than a tea light. And this was perfect. I found this in their candle section, which is huge. And again, inexpensive. And I really liked it. They had different colors and I almost went with green, and then I decided no, because I wanted kind of that, you know, winter look, and I didn't want it to be all green, and so I kind of have something in mind, you know. So I found this and I thought it would be perfect. And so obviously with this one, I am using something that I found there. I really liked this, but you could even use a real piece of greenery, which would be beautiful as well. And then to go with it, you're probably going to need some scissors and also some hot glue or any other kind of adhesive that you prefer to use. So let's start with our winter greenery mason jar. All right, and then as I'm sure you have already figured out, I'm going to take my greenery and I'm going to place it around the middle, kind of the way I like it. And then I'm not going to need all of it, so I'm going to trim it. And then once you know how you kind of want it, you can use your hot glue gun or whatever adhesive you're using to secure it on. All right, and once your glue has set, mine was easy because since it's got a wire in it, it held on its own pretty well. And I still used the glue just kind of adhere it, and then I trimmed a little, got it kind of the way I wanted it to look. I wanted it to look a little wild. I don't have a canning lid for this one, I'm using a normal lid, and I'm going to put my sparkly adhesive ribbon around the outside. Alright, and that was all it took. I love this adhesive ribbon. It adheres really well. See, look at that, just adds a nice little touch. And now I will take my candle. The thing about these little LED flameless candles I like is that one, they do have a realistic flicker, which is really pretty, but the other thing is that this is actually real wax. So it really does kind of look like a real candle, especially from afar. Now I've got my candle. Just gonna drop it right inside of there. How pretty that is. Isn't that beautiful? So number one is done, and now I'm going to move on to number two. All right, for this I'm going to use my husband. This is actually the kind of canning style lid. So I'm going to take this, and since I'm using potpourri, I don't want it to be open because the scent could be too strong. So I'm going to have him drill 3 or 4 kind of pencil width holes in the top. All right, and there it is, 4 little holes. And the rough sides are obviously on the inside, so it won't batter. And now I'm gonna take this amazing peppermint potpourri and fill it up. And I have mine filled up the way I wanted it. Now I try not to touch potpourri when I'm messing with it, but I had to with this one because I wanted it to look kind of a certain way and I wanted one of the pine cones. So make sure if you do that to wash your hands thoroughly when you're done. It smells so good, you guys. So I'm just gonna screw on my lid and look at that. And you can smell it really well through the top. Now it is time for my ribbon. I picked a ribbon that had the wire in it so it'll be easier to wrap it around, to manipulate, so to speak. And there we go. I just put on a big bow on it to make it look a little bit more homey. It kind of reminds me of like a winter cabin or something like that. And you could obviously, instead of doing a bow, you could just wrap it around. I kind of like that look as well. And there you have it, in a little potpourri jar. And here are the finished results. Really love them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this inspires you to create your own. And if you do, let me see it. You can share it on our Facebook page, which is Go Team Hale, or Instagram or Twitter, which is Kyle and Court. And I would love to see what you create. Thank you guys for watching. And thank you to At Home for inspiring me to get creative. I had a really good time doing this and I'm happy with how they turned out. All right, guys, I will talk to everyone later. Happy holidays.